Welcome to the brand new Draymond Green Show YouTube channel. Hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our content. Tune, I got a question for you. So we had a lot of success against this Boston team when we start sending everybody left.
Right.
And when you watch this series, I actually think you can still do it and be successful. However, I don't think Dallas has been egregious enough and no, you got to go left. I actually think they're favoring that thing more with JT than they are with JB. And I think you can have some success with both of them doing that. Nonetheless, when you're looking at Dallas's game plan, what is it that you think they can do differently to help them get a win in this series and get rolling?
I feel like it's more the offensive end than the defensive end. I don't feel like they're not like Boston isn't getting 120-some points. They're not shooting the three that well. They're making it tough for Tatum. He's not getting easy looks. But offensively, I think you got to get Luka came out really aggressive in the first quarter. I feel like he got to get his role guys a little bit more involved in the first half. I know as a role player, in that first quarter, if you don't get a layup or a dunk or something to get you going, you get a little tense. Now later in the game, you ain't gonna shoot the ball as well. Seems like things don't go your way if you don't get off to a good start. And for game one, they didn't get off to a good start as a team. I think today Luka came out, made sure that they got off to a better start. He was really aggressive. He had got it going, but I don't know if his PJ got it going or Derrick didn't have that confidence shooting a three. Kleber didn't have that confidence. So I think it's more the offensive end. They got to figure out what pace they want to play at so Luka can really control the game. I think they haven't really found a rhythm of what's the right pace for them right now. I don't know what you think.
I actually think exactly what you just said. I think the offensive end, Luka started off great, and I agree with you. It's like me. If I see that first three go in, it changes my night offensively. You see that first one going, because here's how you have to think about it, right? If I see that first three go in, that means I got 2 threes to play with.
Right.
Because if I miss the next two, I'm at 33%. Cool. Ain't nobody expecting me to shoot 45 like Steph Curry. So I'm at 33% if I miss those next two. So that give me 2 threes to play with, right?
Right.
And I think Luka did come out super aggressive. And to be quite honest, I think as much as Luka needed to come out that aggressive, it actually played right into the hands of Boston. Because Boston's game plan, as you can see, their game plan is, all right, Luka and Kyrie, y'all beat us. We're going to take these other guys away. We're taking these lobs away. All the lobs you was getting against Minnesota, all the lobs you was getting, I'm drawing a blank on who they was playing before, but all the lobs, we taking all of that stuff away. And now let's see, can you beat us with Luka and Kyrie? And I think Luka played really well. Kai is getting to his spots. He's just missing.
He missing shots.
And as we know, this is a make or miss league. So I agree with you 100%. I think their offense has actually hurt their defense. Their defense has, I think, like I said, I think they can be more egregious and plan on Boston being the directional team that they are. I think they can be more egregious in those coverages. But at the same time, their offense has been a problem. And it's crazy because when I was watching the game and I was thinking about the podcast, you be watching, I'll be taking notes and I'll be thinking, and one thing I was going to say is Dallas right now has to make an adjustment. And the adjustment that they have to make is actually extremely tough, but's doable, which is they actually need to change their offense right now. I think they need to have Luka in the post. Put Luka in the post. Because here's the thing, and you can speak to this, and I want you to speak to it. Luka, the way he plays, and he has the ball, he makes all the plays, is very similar. I won't say a lot like, because I think Luka's actually like LeBron James, but I'll say very similar to the James Harden Rockets. And you can speak to that because I remember, well, I'll get to that question in a second, but like, talk to me about that. Like, Luka got the ball and they're saying, great, go beat us. Like, good, go. And he had 23, like, with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter or something like that. But their game plan is to let you do that. So just talk to me about, like, understanding, like, when you get in these NBA finals, we know you go in with a game plan. Then when you see that game plan work, like, talk to me about that, like, understanding the game plan, seeing it work, and then, like, what's next for the opposite team that's seeing their game plan not work.
Right. Yeah, I agree with putting Luka on the post. Like, from guarding him in the playoffs and guarding him throughout the year, when he's at the top, he's tough to stop, but you got help. He's farther away from the basket. You can, kind of pick the shots you want him to take, or he got to take a lot more dribbles to get to his spot. But when he gets a live dribble in the post, you kind of got it double. Mm-hmm. And now he can really pick them apart. He can get other guys involved because he can shoot his turnaround. He can shoot the same shots he's doing from the top. He can do it off the post. And now you kind of got to help everybody. He gets already getting in the paint. Now guys don't know where to rotate from. It's just difficult. Even when we played him this year, it was kind of hard. When he's on the post, it's kind of hard to really, dictate where he's going to, make the pass and stuff like that. So I agree with putting him on the post, moving around, because to sit him at the top, he's going to score, but I think it's easier to take the other guys away. You can just switch everything and play boxes and elbows and then close out. And Boston's super athletic, so they can really, get out to the shooters. And so I think, putting him on the post would probably be best. He can score anybody down there. That's on Holiday, Tatum. So they're going to have to send somebody at some point. And then when they do, he's able to pick them apart and get other guys involved. So I definitely agree with that.
I watched you make a career, actually, out of – all right. Let me explain this because people be like, how could you be disrespectful like that? But the reality is we all make our careers off of something. Like, you do something and then you're able to build on that. And I watched you make a career out of actually being switched onto James Harden and a guy who has actually become our brother, which I always say is nuts. But right. CP, I watched them, like, you come in the game, them wave me out of the pick and roll, like, no, don't bring him up. Bring him up. And call you into the pick and roll, like, all right, now we got the switch. I'm going at him. And then you sit down on C, you sit down on James, and, like, make them take tough shots. Are we expecting you to lock them down? Of course not. Like, by the way, not expecting me to lock them down, not expecting Clay to lock. You want to make them take tough. And I watched you switch onto them and make them take tough shots over and over and over again and then start to build your career. When you look at this Boston team, they're switching everything and they like, y'all got to beat us. And what Boston keep doing is they keep calling Al Horford into the pick and roll. Al Horford is switching. Now, by the way, that's actually Boston's worst nightmare because I actually think Al Horford is way worse in pick and roll coverage than he is switching. And so it's working to their favor. But like I said, I watched you make a career out of that. When you watch them continue to call Al Horford into the pick and roll, what is that like being the big that's on the other side of that? And then also, do you think it's possible for Dallas to win if they keep just calling him into the pick and roll and then getting the switch?
Well, as a big and called into the pick and roll every time, it sucks. That's one thing. Playing with you, nobody wants to attack you, so I had to always be the guy. All right, let's bring the other big into it. So I got a lot of reps, and Horford's not a bad defender. It'd be different if he's somebody has a cone out there. He's they blowing right past him, but Horford is he's a good positional defender. He's going to make somebody get to their second move. And when you that far from the basket, that's all you want. Be there for 3 seconds, make them work, make a change direction once. Even if you guard, that's all you really want to do. So I think I don't think it's a good idea to keep bringing them into pick and rolls and switching. I think, like, Horford, you got to kind of move him around. And that's what we kind of did with Steph. When it wasn't just straight, ISO one-on-one. Like, we kind of moved him around. We talked about sprinting into the screen, flipping the screen, changing the angle. So now he got to be on the move. And if he's able just to line you up and have his hands out, he's going to be able to get a stop or he's going to make it tough for you. But when you, as a big on the move, and you got a guard changing direction, that's when it gets really tough. And I think that they kind of got to move the bigs around. It's so easy just to play one-on-one from the top. It's easy to bait somebody to a three, and it's tough beating somebody taking all step back threes and tough too. So
yeah, no, I agree 100%. It's crazy because when you sprint into those screens, it then builds confusion of the switch. Like, oh, now you sprint into it. That guy got to sprint. Now he moving. He got to stop. The guard coming off. He can split. He can attack you. You getting that switch. It's not just like you loading up. The defense isn't set in the other spots. You sprint into it. You sprint into it. You can flip it. You sprint into it. You can slip it. Like, it opens up so many options.
Right. That's the one lob they did get was from Jones flipping the screen. It was a lot of confusion. He got the lob. So I think they got to definitely try to change the screen, change the angle, and don't always put the big in because we game plan for that. We know, all right, if Horford's in the ISO on the island, this is what we're gonna do. When you change the pieces and the players, sometimes guards don't know how to switch all the time, or they might not be used to different type of switches. So, or if it's Brown and Tatum, are we switching? Are we not? Or so different things like that. You got to kind of try to change the pieces on the court.
We're this close to crowning an NBA champion. I like the Celtics, by the way, in 6. Jaylen Brown's going to be my MVP, and I love the Celtics in Game 1. But sign up, 90 seconds. Put in the code Colin, COLIN. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. If you're a new customer, bet $5. That's it. Just bet $5, and you'll get $150 instantly in bonus bets. The code Colin, COLIN, shows them that you're a new customer to get $150 in bonus bets only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. I'm leaning Celtics in 6, baby.